We fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Make plans to be at the Icebox on Saturday, December 13th for Teddy Bear Toss Night as the Stars host the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Bring a teddy bear or stuffed animal from home or purchase one at the game. When the Stars score their first goal of the game, it's time to throw the bears and stuffed animals onto the ice, with all being donated to the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders counties to help local children in need during the holidays. That's the Teddy Bear Toss on Saturday, December 13th with the Lincoln Stars.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light breeze. The afternoon high around 39. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, below around 19. And tomorrow, a chance of rain and snow. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies and breezy with a high near 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Pluckett for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to a glorious Friday in good old Lincoln, Nebraska. This is the Adam Carriker Show. I haven't done our intro in a long time. Why haven't you reminded me, Bad News Bach?
I don't know. You're right. It's refreshing. Well, maybe we'll get it done today.
All right. Well, welcome into the Adam Carriker Show. The show gives you unique insight, unbridled honesty, and producer Jake and I have a whole lot of fun in the process. What you're going to hear Husker sports, college football, and sports in general. I want to give a couple of shout outs before we dive into a few topics today. We got our college football pick 'em at the end. I'm going to give I just literally watched John Gruden, how he would fix the college football playoff. He made a phenomenal point about how stupid the Big Ten and SEC championship games and Big 12 and ACC championship games are, the way it's set up right now. And if you were to compare it to the NFL model. I don't know why this hadn't dawned on me before, but we'll get into that as well. Also, Jake, the world's been waiting. We're going to tell them who should be Nebraska's next defensive coordinator. We're going to tell them. Isn't that what we're going to do here today?
That's what you're going to do.
That's what the title of the show says. Here's what I have done, because I've talked about this before. I've come up with who I believe has the highest ceiling, lowest floor. Who has the lowest floor, if you want the safe pick. So you got the risky pick, high ceiling, lowest floor. Then you got the safe pick, who's got the lowest floor, but would be nobody I'm going to mention is a bad hire. If I believe that they're a bad hire, then I'm just not talking about them. And there's a lot of guys, frankly, that I'm not going to bring up today because I've already talked about them previously, that would be good hires. In a day and age where you can just try to poach anybody from anybody, they're endless. The options for potential Nebraska defensive coordinators are literally endless. But even to the guys who are available, without going and taking someone from someone else, it's insane how many options there are right now. All right. So you got the highest ceiling, lowest floor. You got the lowest floor, yet still a good candidate. You got the most controversial. That one might be fairly predictable, but by far the most controversial. And who the home run hire would be. And to be clear, there could be more than there could be more than one home run hit in a game. There could be more than one home run hire, but the one that sticks out to me the most. And I have given Jake zero heads up on any of this. He's literally finding out as you find out. Literally, I just text him the headline every day. It's the clips, in which he gets at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m., whenever he happens to get them. And we just kind of sit down and we roll. It's really raw, real, live, off the cuff here every single day. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to throw out there the most. I'm not going to say the most likely because I don't think anybody truly knows who the most likely candidate is at this point. I can throw out the guy that, how about this? Maybe where there's smoke, there's fire. Or maybe where there's smoke, it's just a smoke screen. But there's a name that falls into that category as well. And one name, I'm not going to lie, when I read it, I was like, oh, I don't think it'd be a bad option, but really. We got the oh, really candidate. The oh, really. So we got the riskiest. We got the safest. We got, I don't want to say the most likely, but the most talked about. So where there's smoke, there's fire, ? Individual. The home run hire. The oh, really candidate. I think there was another one in there that I forgot. But there's about 5 or 6 that we're going to chat about here today. I got a list of it's kind of the top 10 that I'm looking at right now. What would you think of stealing someone from Iowa, by the way, if we're going to poach somebody? What do you think about Seth Wallace, assistant head coach, associate head coach, assistant defensive coordinator / linebackers? What would you think about him? You love you some Iowa.
Yeah,
so.
There's a lot of really good defense over there. So, I'd rather have Phil Parker, but if he's untouchable.
Do you really want Phil Parker?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. So I'm just going to tell you right now, Phil Parker and Ryan Walters are not on this list, despite the fact that they're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
Do you have a guess as to why I didn't put those two specifically on this list? You have to have a guess.
Well, Phil Parker probably could have been fielding calls for the last 15 years and hasn't left. So that would be my first thing.
Yeah, but there's a connection between him and Ryan Walters. There's no connection except this one connection. Do you know what the connection is? Towards Nebraska.
Well,
they both hate Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's why they're not going to be talked about today. Phil Parker has tweeted 4 times in 5 years.
Yeah.
The 4 times they beat Nebraska. That's it. Ryan Walters is from Colorado, and he's openly said he can't stand Nebraska. Played at Colorado. Would you welcome one of those two guys here? Honestly.
I think I would because I don't know. You pay enough money. I think their allegiance might change.
Okay, so we might have some breaking news. So I'm looking through the glass behind you. Terrell Farley just marked on the board. Is that official? Yeah? All right. He said Emmett Johnson is going pro. Is this all right? So officially, just double check that. I trust Terrell, but just double check that real quick.
Yep, looking for it.
Okay. Apparently, we should discuss that as well, if that is indeed the case. Again, I trust Terrell. Trust but verify. So Well, we will see what happens with that. Let me know as soon as you know something along those lines. But we've got a lot to talk about today. I do want to give a shout out to a couple of good partners of this show real quick. All right, shout out to Suizo Concrete Construction, where safety isn't just a policy, it is a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work in a team that has your back, both on and off the job site. Apply today at Suizo.com. 40 years strong in business, Suizo Construction. Again, that's SCHWISOW.com. Also, shout out to Hamilton Telecommunications, good partners and friends of this program, bringing you the latest in quality technology and communication services since 1901. Learn more about their residential and business services at HamiltonTel.com. That's Hamilton, TEL.com.
It is official. He made the news himself. He posted it via his a lengthy video he made on Instagram. He's got a post here. He is heading to the pro. He's got a long, I don't know how many, maybe 8 paragraphs type of thing here on Instagram, thanking everybody. But like we said, this was probably going to be the right decision all along, and that's where he's heading.
Well, first off, shout out to Terrell I saw him grab the whiteboard and he was writing. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, is he playing hangman by himself? Like, nobody else is in there. And then he holds it up. So shout out to T. Farley for letting us know that. All right. When it comes to Emmett going pro, we discussed this yesterday, discussed it at great length. I don't think there was a wrong answer here. We laid out reasons for him staying. We laid out reasons for him going. I guess we never really did discuss what we thought was going to happen. I don't remember discussing that. We just voiced our opinions about, what might be the pros and cons of staying, pros and cons of going. But congratulations to Emmett. He's officially going to be an NFL running back. Congrats on a great career here at Nebraska. I mean, the Big Ten running back of the year. I still believe firmly he should be a finalist for the Doak Walker. Should have been a finalist for the Doak Walker Award. But shout out to Emmett Johnson on a phenomenal season, a great career. It's someone, honestly, that I will point to, whether it's my own kids, even if I might incorporate, when I go to public speaking and motivational speaking gigs, I might incorporate Emmett Johnson into it. This is someone I'm going to point out to when it comes to kids that I coach, people that I talk to. Like, this is a guy who was 4th string as a freshman. Only got to play really because the first 3 guys went down with injuries, unfortunately. Emmett comes in. I thought he played well. Comes back the next year. All right. You bring in some other guys from the portal. You're excited about them. Dante Dowdell's the starter. He's a big, explosive for his size, powerful back. He gets a lot of the starts. Emmett barely got carries. There was a couple of games where he got 1 carry and then no carries. And if I'm Emmett, in my mind, I'm like, man, I went from starting to can barely see the field. Several people, including myself, was like, I think that's our best running back, and he's not hardly seeing the field. And then you get your opportunity. Like, you never know when you're going to get your opportunity. I'll share a story from this past high school volleyball season. There was a particular girl who was incredibly frustrated that she was not starting. I'll be honest with you. She was better than the girl in front of her. Not by a wide margin, but it was there. Like, at worst, they should have been alternating back and forth, 50-50, at worst. But the girl who wasn't starting, I think most people would have said was better. The other girl had some things she did well, too. Randomly out of nowhere, the game starts, and this individual gets an opportunity to start a game out of nowhere. And the coach just decided out of nowhere to switch things up and give her an opportunity. It didn't go the best, but it was a lesson learned, and you never know when your opportunity might come. Dana Holgerson comes in. Hey, Emmett, I really like what you do. You're going to get more opportunities. And then he finishes the season strong. Obviously, there was some doubts in his mind. He hits the portal, but he ends up coming back. And then he's the best running back Nebraska has had, at least since 2018, since Divino Zigbo. We've had some guys who've made some plays, with all due respect to everybody. I would argue since Amir Abdullah, in my humble opinion. And if you want to choose between those two, that'd be a fun conversation to have. You can easily flip a coin. So that is a guy, I firmly believe one of the reasons he ran the way he did was because he had to fight, scratch, and claw along the way to begin with. Nothing was handed to him. When things are handed to you, you may or may not be willing to fight. When that moment comes, you have to fight, scratch, and claw. You may or may not be ready. When someone's had to fight, scratch, and claw, and they didn't quit, and they didn't take the easy route, and they didn't feel bad for themselves, and all of a sudden they get their chance and they're ready and they take advantage of it, you get a rare guy like Emmett Johnson. You got anything else you want to add before we move on?
Well, obviously an absolutely incredible career. It's kind of sad how quickly they can go, right? If they do go ahead and go and declare early. Again, all the reasons in the world for him to do this now. Again, he's third leading rusher in college football right now. Obviously, what he's been able to put on. So the best of luck to him moving forward. Obviously, this changes your outlook now pretty quickly on next year. Now we were all kind of thinking, this was going to happen, but as it becomes official, likely, and I don't know if there's anything in there about playing in the bowl game, likely, right, not going to play in the bowl game. And then, next year, if he did come back, he was the basis of your offense. Now, got to figure out what that's going to be. So, incredible career for Emmett Johnson. Congratulations to him. And like you said, go make your money, go have some fun there in the National Football League. Everybody's dream, everybody's goal.
Is there any responses off the text line to this real quick?
Not as of yet.
Well, I couldn't be happy for him. I'm not going to lie to you. As a Husker fan, I'm like, oh, how many proven running backs do we now have? Hit the portal. Develop fast. There's guys in that room that are talented, but nothing proven. What position group from last offseason does that remind you of, by the way? Why are you hesitating so much? It's beyond obvious, Jake. The defensive line.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not saying it's going to be like the defensive line or it won't be like the defensive line. What I am saying is best of luck to Emmett Johnson. If you're going pro, you're probably not going to play in the bowl game. Yeah. So we'll be without Rocco Spindler, going to be without Emmett Johnson. Half the time a bowl game is just a precursor to, back when we had spring games. It's just a precursor look to the spring game anyways. The team is so different. The team you're really watching in the bowl game is really the team you're going to watch in the spring game that following year whenever spring games return. Hopefully this year. All right. Let's dive in to who should be Nebraska's next defensive coordinator. I'm going to go right off the top with highest ceiling, lowest floor. Vince Karras. Am I saying that right? His last name?
Sounds good to me. I have to look it up.
I believe that's right. Now, this is a bit... it's a bit of an under the radar name, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm seeing this name more and more and more and more and more. The names that are... I don't want to say the names that are popping up a lot because I'm going to talk about a few of them. This is the name that I saw 0% like 72 hours ago, right after Butler was fired, and I'm starting to see it a lot. And I'm not even seeing his name. What I'm seeing is Toledo's defensive coordinator. That's honestly what people are saying to me more than anything. So a bit of an under the radar guy, if you will, but it's growing. Now he's leading a Toledo defense this year that's number 2 in total defense in the country, ranks in the top 5 in points per game, yards per game, points per play, and yards per play this fall. They also rank 3rd in yards allowed per rush and 10th in rushing yards. His pass defense held opposing offenses to under a 50% completion percentage, 48.4. That is the lowest national percentage average allowed nationally, even lower than Nebraska. Okay. Now, it is fair to point out, this is not Power 4. This is not the Big 2, Big 10, SEC. This is in the MAC. If you go before that, hence, this is why it's a low floor. It's also the high. This is the low floor, high ceiling guy. You go before that, he was the head coach of Mountain Union. You know what his head coaching record was? You have any idea?
I have no idea.
95-6.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. He won almost 95% of his games.
Almost.
Oh my gosh. Do we need to play the bad news Bach music?
No, that's pretty darn good.
That's almost 19 out of every 20 games he would win. They won 3 Division III national championships. And he, over the course of years, by multiple different publications, 5-time coach of the year. He was 5 different times he was named coach of the year. Again, different publications, different years over the years. So this guy reminds me a lot of Kalen DeBoer. Just everywhere he goes, he wins. He just wins. He just wins. He wins. Now, the drawback, the pro, the con, however you want to look at it, to balance the equation here, he does not, if you value Power 4, Big 10, SEC experience, he doesn't have it. So this is my highest ceiling, lowest floor individual that I would put out there. And again, I'm not naming a single guy today that I don't think would be a good potential option. Like a good hire. Lowest floor. Who do you think the lowest floor guy would be? Not that he doesn't have a high ceiling, but lowest floor guy.
Oh boy, I don't know.
I will give you a hint. He is currently coaching for another Big Ten team. He does not have a boss. I can't give you much more of a hint than that. He's currently coaching for another Big Ten team, but he doesn't actually have a boss.
You're gonna have to.
His next boss might be Matt Campbell. Does that help?
At Penn State.
Penn State, Jim Knowles.
Mm.
Now, do I think this is likely? No, I don't really think this is likely. But in a day and age where anything can happen, and apparently we have the money to go out and get the best, Jim Knowles won a national title at Ohio State a season ago, went to Penn State, is the highest paid defensive coordinator in America. So again, not likely. This wasn't the most likely. This was lowest floor. This is a guy who from 2021 to 2024, his defense is coached by Knowles, ranked first nationally. Think about that. First nationally in total defense, second in scoring defense, allowing just 15.7 points per game during that stretch. Also third in the country in third down efficiency. When you say lowest floor, sometimes you think low ceiling. I'm not saying low ceiling. I'm saying highest floor with a high ceiling. I don't know if it's as high. He's also, I think, a little bit older as well. Okay. So, again, not likely, but lowest floor. I'm just going to go to the one that kind of caught me off guard. And I wasn't even going to talk about him today, but I looked through a few lists today, and I was like, what? Trent Bray, former linebackers coach, head coach at Oregon State, the guy who hosted me on my recruiting visit to Oregon State. Not going to spend a lot of time on this. Of all the names, I'm just going to be blunt with this. Of all the names I've seen and that I've talked about, this is the only one that I thought was like, I don't know if this would be a good hire. It just caught me off guard. I'm not trying to bash the guy, like at all. He was very kind to me on our official visit. Now, and his dad was actually the defensive coordinator at Oregon State. His dad is the guy that offered me a scholarship at Oregon State. You got to keep in mind, this is 2001. Dennis Erickson was the head coach. They were number 5 or number 4 in the country. They were actually pretty good. They had Steven Jackson, first round running back, went to the Rams, all that. TJ Houshmandzadeh, Chad Ochocinco. They were actually pretty good at the time. Like, they were a national viable contender. That was just a name that kind of caught me off guard.
We don't speak of those days, by the way. I always thought that was funny when Mike Riley came to Nebraska. We always admitted, like, yeah, he built Oregon State. It's like, yeah, well, Dennis Erickson had some top 5 teams there. He's there for a cup of coffee.
You know what's funny with Mike Riley's days in Nebraska? People just never talk about it. Like, they will talk about Frost. They will talk about Pelini. They will talk about Callahan. It's just kind of like Riley never happened.
Yeah, he's nice. Nice guy.
Well, that's the thing. He did not have success on the field that we're looking for. But he was such like a legit classy guy. Nobody wants to say anything negative. And I can respect that.
Yeah.
And I bring that up just because Trent Bray was the linebackers coach on those particular teams. I'll never forget. First time I saw him, I was like, what are you doing in Nebraska? Like, that was my legit reaction. I did not expect to see you here. All right. Who do you think, like, who in your mind is the odds-on favorite at this moment in time?
Ooh.
Odds-on favorite. Doesn't mean they're going to be the guy, but the odds-on favorite.
I mean, I've seen a lot on Scott Simons. I think that's from what was, from previous interest last season.
Do you think that would be a good hire? What's your opinion on that?
I mean,
we have a caller. Should we go to the caller?
Yeah, we have a caller.
You seem stuck on your. Take a minute to gather your thoughts. Let's bring Tom on. See what Tom has to say, and then we'll talk about Scott Simons because you nailed it. He seems to be the odds-on favorite. I don't know if I necessarily personally agree with that, but he's the name that's floated out there the most. Although the Toledo guy is gaining steam as well. The Toledo guy, I just like that. Go ahead.
All right, we do have a caller on the hotline. Is it Tom?
Yeah.
Hey, Tom. How's it going, buddy?
Going well. Hey, I got a couple questions for you guys. Wouldn't you think there would be a sense of urgency hiring the defensive coordinator with all the new hires and coaches out there, everybody looking around? I mean, there's more people looking for defensive coordinators more than Nebraska. So my thought is they're going to do this, they should jump on it right away. Otherwise, they're going to end up like Penn State, where there's nobody out there. You got bottom of the barrel. That's my thought on it. And my other thought is, in Matt Rule's conference the other day, he was talking about, we're going to attack signing day. We're going to attack the portal. And what does he do in signing day? Out of all the Big Ten, Nebraska is almost last. It's Penn State and Nebraska. Signing day, we only get 10 recruits and only one player out of Nebraska. That is not attacking signing day. So I'm leery of him hiring a DC. He's had flops on the special team coordinator, not this year, but the year before, and the offensive coordinator before. So could you just give me your thoughts, please?
So we're going to go a little bit long here, not too long, Jake. By the way, shout out to Terrell Farley. Terrell Farley's the man. He just played hangman on the whiteboard again and showed me that Matt Campbell is officially going to Penn State. So Penn State, like literally as you were talking, Tom, Matt Campbell's officially going to Penn State. So now Jim Knowles does have a boss, at least for the moment there, Jake. To Tom, so shout out to T. Thank you for your question, Tom. So to Tom's questions, a couple of things. Number one, I think I spoke in a recent video about the sense of urgency, not panic, like go quick, but don't hurry. There needs to be a sense of urgency. But when I spoke about it, it was a sense of urgency to get it right. Like we got to move quickly. And I hope when Rule let go of Butler, I would like to think that he had some guys. He's like, bam. Like maybe he already reached out to him before he let go of Butler. Like maybe he did this on Sunday. Again, that game was last Friday. He could have done it Saturday. He could have done it Sunday before he announced it on Monday that he was letting Butler go. So for me, I'm hoping he's already speaking to these guys. There needs to be a sense of urgency. It needs to be done as soon as possible, but it needs to be done right. Like, for me, you can't hire an 8th coordinator next year, whether it's special teams, offense, or defense especially. You have to get this one right. My sense of urgency is, yes, it needs to happen sooner rather than later. If it takes another week longer than we'd like it to, but we get the right guy, that's going to matter more to me. What are your thoughts, quick, Jake?
Yeah, no, I'm with you too. I think getting the right guy is the most important thing here. And there's going to be a lot of, some of this staff shakeup that's happening now could present new opportunities to, new guys. Now, Iowa State's going to be out there looking for a coach now. I don't know if there's anybody on that staff necessarily that you want to look at, but, the point stands is, but I do, I get his point too is, this is, you want to get it done. You want to get it moving quickly. And you would think that as part of making that decision right away, like Matt Rule did, that could be part of it. So, I don't expect this to take too long, but it is one that just, you absolutely have to get right. There's no doubt about it. So I think that's more important than getting it done quickly.
So to Tom's point about National Signing Day, I got a few things here. So you just look at Millard South, who won the state championship game. It was a 42-0, whatever it was, running clock in the second half. I look at the Omaha West Side score, 62-24. I'm like, oh, that was kind of close. No, that was like a 40-point difference. That's about their closest game all year. Nobody touched them all year. Would they have 6 shutouts, whatever it was? Again, probably the greatest high school football team Nebraska's ever seen. Now, there are some people who aren't thrilled with the way that the teams are put together.
Uh-oh. He's a LIU Shark fan out there.
Oh, that's all right. Well, we got a passerby showing me a shirt, and I couldn't see it. Thanks for helping me out with that, Jake.
Yeah.
So, whether you like how it was put together or not, you think insanity doesn't roll downhill from what's happening in college to high school to youth sports? Anyways, I digress. That's a topic, a whole topic. Add that to the list of topics for the offseason. Was that topic 1,482 or something like that? All right. They had 17 guys, I believe, yesterday signed to go to college. 10 of them went D1. We all know about Jet Tamalik. 17 guys signed to go play college football on that team. That's like, what? That's not even all your, that's beyond your starters. Well, I don't know. Do they play both ways at Millard South? I honestly don't know. But 10 guys were D1. If you look at the top 10 guys in the state of Nebraska, coming out of high school beyond Millard South, none of them went to Nebraska. I think we got the 12th ranked recruit from the in-state of Nebraska. Is that correct,
yeah,
Jake? I know it's correct. I was just buying time because I was trying to process a couple other things. Matt Rule was asked about this. It wasn't that we didn't try to get him, he said. It's, sometimes it just didn't work out. He brought coming to camp. Again, I remember a lot of his press conferences from last year because he brought up some of them didn't want to come to camp. He likes to see these guys in person in camp, like camps over the summer. And apparently some of them didn't want to come. I don't know. I'm just going off what he said in the press conference. He brought that up again on Wednesday. I said yesterday, but Wednesday, that's a big deal to him. If you won't come to a camp and you're an in-state guy, apparently he's not a fan of that. I wonder if he wants everybody to come to camp. I mean, if you're an out-of-state guy, that would create even more challenges. So I don't know. I don't know the parameters beyond all that. When it comes to this year's recruiting class, I mean, obviously you've got some things you got a 5-star in there, you got a 4-star, you got some guys with some potential upside. It's not a big class. It's not highly ranked. It's the lowest ranked recruiting class Nebraska's had in a very, very long time. I'm a firm believer that he is trying to retain the young talent on this team, and you have to do that. Like Diego Pavia went on a podcast and said the way it worked last year at Vanderbilt is your postseason meeting with your coach. They basically said, what'd you like, what'd you not like, and you hand him a piece of paper that says, this is how much money I will come back for. Now, that's Vanderbilt. That's Diego Pavia, a guy who probably should win the Heisman if you just look straight at stats. Fernando Mendoza is great, too. A couple other guys, but I don't know, is that how it's working at Nebraska? Like, he's got to be focused, I assume, on retaining the young guys. And then I assume we got to be hitting the transfer portal hard. I'm a fan of building through high school and then you supplement through the transfer portal. Texas Tech would be like, worked all right for us. You also got a multi-billionaire donor helping you out, too. A couple other things real quick before we get out of here. I tell you, man, the Toledo guy, Vince Karras, is gaining momentum. I cannot confirm this, but someone has texted me who typically gives me good information that there are some Nebraska players asking for the Toledo guy to come. Okay, again, I shall confirm later on. There's a bunch of Nebraska recruits, if you're following on the social medias, specifically X, about a new potential addition to the 2027 recruiting class, which is where I believe they are focused. Whether we like it or not, I'm just explaining what I think their approach is. And that guy might be Ahmad Hudson, number one tight end in the entire country. Dude's a freak. I was also texted something else. I thought this was a fair question. Do you think Matt Campbell leaving after signing day is unprofessional? Yeah, actually I do, now that it's been pointed out to me. I'm also 0% surprised because who cares about doing what you say, honoring your word, or being professional in today's day and age too much of the time, too often? And I'm specifically thinking about college football. I'm not indicting Matt Campbell. Seems like a good dude. By the way, I could be wrong in this. Penn State did not get an upgrade because that's not disrespectful to Matt Campbell. That's disrespectful to James Franklin, especially after they completely got decimated in this year's recruiting class. I wonder if Nebraska, because a lot of those guys that are going to Iowa State are those Nebraska high school guys we were talking about. I don't think Matt Rule picks up the phone and calls them, but if he did, maybe he'd be more likely to poach him. All right. It has been pointed out to me that when you bring in a potential DC, you can maybe bring some of their players along with them. We can discuss that later on. Michigan State has received a $401 million donation for its athletic department. The school has announced they were shooting. Their goal is to get around $1 billion, by the way. I'm getting all sorts of information as we're sitting here, hence the pause. Long story short, things are going to keep evolving. Stay tuned in each and every day. I literally have told people around me, just text me whenever news breaks so I can stay on top of it as much as possible. You got any final thoughts? I know we're up against it, but let's put a button on this. Then we'll shorten the next segment just a little bit. You got any final thoughts on any of that stuff? You got any bows you want to put on my thoughts?
No, I think you handled it pretty well. Though I do think it is intriguing, like you said, the Iowa State effect there, especially, this is, remember, it's not, there's still, this was early signing day, so there's another signing day that will approach, so they could have, I would just feel bad for those kids if they got blindsided by this.
Well, they did get blindsided, but let's be real. Early signing day really is signing day. Remember National Signing Day in February last year? You and I kind of sat here and joked about how nobody cared. And that's all we said on it, on that. What was it, the 1st, 2nd February? Wednesday in February. One final thought, because the NCAA has always been a joke. Now people just, I'm just going to be blunt, they crap all over it. Florida State quarterback Thomas Castellanos has been denied an extra year, and they now plan to potentially file a lawsuit against the NCAA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. There's nothing to talk about, and we'll be right back.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join Aaron Davis and I next Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast The Drive live from the Lincoln Children's Museum. The museum is getting ready to unveil a brand new exhibit for children 8 to 12 years old on Saturday, December 13th, but we give you a sneak peek on Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast The Drive live from the Lincoln Children's Museum in downtown Lincoln.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Every home is different. Every family is different. So when it's time for a new heating and cooling system, why not get what fits you best? Get the perfect fit with Bryant. Maybe you need higher efficiency, better humidity control, increased warranty, or all the bells and whistles. Bryant provides options in warranty, features, comfort, and efficiency while maximizing savings. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at CoppellCars.com. Stock number C280930, all deals with approved credit.
Staying profitable means finding smarter, more efficient ways to farm. Those decisions turn hard work into something worth passing down. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln for the Nebraska Ag Expo on December 9th through 11th, where agriculture meets innovation. From big iron and livestock production to the latest in ag tech and soil health, discover the solutions that can help you do more with less and protect your legacy for generations to come. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Adam Carriker Show, and we have nothing to talk about. In fact, I just looked at Jake, and I'm like, there's so many topics, 5 different ones that have happened since the start of the show. I had to write them all down to make sure we at least cover them in some way, shape, or form, and they don't get left out. So we better move quickly here. Now, real quick, I was going to talk about John Gruden and how he was going to fix the college football playoff. That is a topic that we can come back to another day. All right. But the one thing he pointed out that just made so much sense, I was like, why has this not occurred to me before? Because it's not ASA 7. It's not ASA 8, Jake. It's ASA 9. The SEC champ, the top 2 seeds playing for the SEC championship, and the top 2 seeds in the Big Ten playing for the Big Ten championship, it's supposed to be a reward, right? He's like, well, what if in the NFL, the top 2 seeds in the NFC, which I think right now is like the Bears and the Rams, what if after the regular season was over, those 2 teams just played each other to determine who the number 1 seed is while everybody else just sat at home and had a bye? Like, how dumb would that be? That is what the Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Big 12 championship games are. So part of my fix to the college football playoff, which I will eventually get to, is having everybody play in some way, shape, or form on this championship weekend. Because, I don't know, does that not just make a lot more sense to you?
In the current structure, I just think either, there's got to be some sort of reason to play these conference championship games outside of traditional ideas of winning the conference champion. I compare it to like winning the Atlantic Division in the NBA. Like, you don't necessarily, it doesn't matter. That doesn't really determine much in the playoffs anymore. It's like, sure, you wouldn't play an extra game if teams are tied at the end of the regular season in the NBA. Or, in pick anywhere you want to go. Like, it's nice. You still would love it. Nebraska, we'd love a conference championship, break the streak, but it doesn't really mean anything once the playoffs start.
It's like a punishment right now, to be honest with you. So you got to change that format. But again, I will revert back to that another day. It seems, based on the word on the street, and what I said about this is not an upgrade for Penn State hiring Matt Campbell. That's not a disrespectful thing to say to Matt Campbell. He's a good football coach. It's disrespectful to James Franklin because Matt Campbell is not a better football coach than James Franklin. He went to Va-Tech, was only there, a few weeks? He had the number 22 recruiting class in the country, mostly because he took half of Penn State's recruits, but that's on Penn State. And I guess some of the Penn State faithful right now are calling, let me see if I can get this right, Matt Campbell, Big 12 Franklin. That's his new nickname. What an awful nickname right out the gate. Let's see what else. I'm trying to move rather quickly here. We will do our college football championship weekend picks at the end. All right. So real quick, any final thoughts on Emmett Johnson? And then I got to go back to the defensive coordinator situation. I will say this. I'm just going to say this. This was pointed out to me on X by Jim in Minnesota. You might know him. Some people know Jim in Minnesota on X. The last defensive coordinator to beat Iowa sits right around here every morning from 6 to 9 a.m. And that guy's probably the best defensive coordinator we've had here since about 10 years ago at Nebraska. Thoughts?
I mean, it's there. Again, was the interim DC there? Definitely. You remember that year, too, and it might apply to this upcoming season. It was kind of his thing was kind of back to basic. Let's do all the little things right, and the defense did improve from there. So, I mean, he maybe has been picking and waiting around for his certain job to come up. Maybe this would be one of them.
So Bill Bush has had offers. He's had offers. Obviously, he likes what he's doing here. The offers have not been enough to draw him away from doing the morning show here on 93.7 The Ticket, early break every day, 6 to 9 a.m. but he is the last defensive coordinator to be a part of a Nebraska team that beat Iowa. Is he the best? Yes, interim defensive coordinator. Because he was the special teams coordinator right before that. Who coordinates two different parts of the team in the same year? Never heard of that. Did a great job on both. They both got exponentially better, by the way. The special team, remember how bad they were the year before? And then he became the special teams coordinator. They were better. And then he went to defense, and it got better. Not great, but better during the season. There's only so much you can do during the season. All right, Bill Busch. He was not even on my list here just because I know it's not going to happen. Like, he would take the phone call. I just know the phone call won't be made. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but I'm going to pose it this way. Is Bill Busch, albeit interim, short-term, the best defensive coordinator Nebraska's had in 10 years? It's him or Tony White.
I think you'd have to probably go with Tony White, based on the fact that, I mean, he was not an interim, had 2 years worth. That's no disrespect to Bill. I think everybody unanimously, before he even got on the radio station, it's not a biased thing, wanted to see Bill Busch in some way on Nebraska's coaching staff. And it's very interesting to see what he could do. I mean, he's had a long, successful career everywhere he's gone.
So the fact that he was our defensive coordinator for roughly 8 games, and he is in the conversation as equivalent one of the 2 best defensive coordinators we've had in the past 10 years. It's multiple things. It's multiple things. And by the way, we've had a few defensive coordinators here. We're about to have our third in the past 4 years, 3.5 years under Rule. So there's been a few options to pick from here. It's a couple of things, and I'm just going to point out what one of those things it is, because the other things aren't great, and you can figure it out on your own. It's impressive on how good of a football coach Bill Busch is. That's what it is. Again, it's some other things as well that I won't bring up. We might as well put I know we got Emmett Johnson. Here, let's put final thoughts on Emmett. We're actually back on track because we need to go to break real quick. I will put my final thoughts on the defensive coordinator as far as who I believe the home run hire would be. Anybody I hadn't covered yet. We were starting to talk about Scott Simons when a bunch of news broke. We will do all that in the last segment along with our championship picks for the weekend. Final thoughts on Emmett Johnson going pro. You got anything else you want to add, Jake?
Well, I just think it's going to be interesting as we look ahead to the bowl game, likely without Emmett Johnson. And I know a lot of people are going to say, okay, running back, transfer portal, you don't have any proven, as you mentioned in that first kind of initial reaction to it, is that the bowl game might be an opportunity for one of those guys, as we know, Mekhi Nelson, Quentin Ives, Mosey. I mean, all these guys have been fighting, kind of switching spot as the number 2 back. But they're going to have to run the football. Emmett Johnson goes like 70% of the offense or whatever the ridiculous stat it is. They're going to have to find a different way to get this going. Remember, TJ Lateef expected to play, but banged up to start, bowl practice. So there's a job to be done. I had Dana Holgerson here. This is why you pay the money for him.
I mean, maybe we see Jalen Gromstad, the guy who came back, the guy who's been in college football a long time, coach on the field. Could it be like a Ramir Johnson story? Now, Jalen hasn't been here for 4 or 5 years like Ramir. Remember Ramir last year? What kind of a cool story that was?
Yeah.
We're just rewarding a veteran player who stayed loyal, at least during his time here. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to be without Rocco Spindler, going to be without Emmett Johnson. Like I said, everybody looks completely different in bowl games. I feel like I'm watching a precursor to future spring games half the time, more than I am the actual team that just played 3 or 4 weeks ago in November. I don't have anything else for Emmett Johnson. I'm going to do this just because I want to do this. And it's our show, and we can almost do what we want most of the time. So the other part of John Gruden's way to fix the college football playoff, instead of everyone sitting on their keisters at home eating mama's Christmas cookies, we've got the 3, 6, 4, 5 Big Ten thing we've talked about. SEC, like the 3 seed playing the 6 seed, the 4 seed playing the 5 seed in the SEC, while 1 and 2 play each other in the championship. We've talked about that. Gruden had an interesting one. What if you just take the highest ranked remaining teams across the country, regardless of conference, and they play? So, like Ohio State, Indiana, they should both be guaranteed in the playoff. Like if you're in the SEC championship game, Georgia, Alabama, you should automatically be in. Same with Big Ten championship game, you should automatically be in. But what if you took the highest ranked remaining teams and they all played each other? So like, I don't know. What if Oregon, who's sitting on their keisters eating mama's Christmas cookies this weekend up in good old Eugene, maybe they party down at Nike and then come back and watch all the games on TV. I don't know what they do. What if they actually play football? And what if instead of James Madison getting in, because what if Duke, who's barely over 500, happens to win the ACC championship game? What if James Madison plays Oregon? Like the highest ranked remaining team versus the lowest ranked remaining team that's a playoff contender. What if Ole Miss, and let's get a glimpse of what they look like without Lane Kiffin. They're probably going to be a similar team. What if they're very different? What if Ole Miss then plays, I don't know, North Texas? Again, these are play-in games. These are not play-off games. You win and you're in.
You know that's an extension of the playoffs, right?
I'm aware of that. I'm trying to yes. But doesn't this make more sense than 13 guys who aren't football coaches sitting in a room and anything can happen? I like how they didn't go with 12. They're trying to avoid the whole jury thing. 13 people sitting in a room and they decide what's best? Is it not better? We don't like the computers, the BCS bullcrap system, which people all of a sudden want to romanticize now. But oh my gosh, did they hate it then? Now we don't want people making the decision. I have an idea. Let's play it on the field. Let's play football games and decide it on the field, Jake. Does that sound logical? No?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, okay. So next would be A&M, who everyone wants to slice and dice their SEC schedule, me included, by the way. They could play Tulane. And if you're like Tulane and North Texas and James Madison, who are all ranked, don't belong in the playoff, good. Let's play these play-in games. If they win, they deserve to be in. If they don't, they're out. And I don't care if a play-in game's a blowout, because it's a play-in game, although it's technically a playoff game. It's not actually named a playoff game yet. Then you could have some actual real good matchups. Like you could have you'd be Utah, Miami, Texas, Vanderbilt. Actually, I skipped right over Notre Dame. You could have Notre Dame, USC. You could have, it would be Miami, Utah, Texas, Vanderbilt. What if we actually played these games and decided it on the field?
Notre Dame and USC did play, and Texas and Vanderbilt did play.
I understand that.
And Miami and Notre Dame did play, but we're looking away from that.
Yeah, we know. So you know why Texas is ahead of Vanderbilt? You know what the committee said? Even though Texas has 3 losses. Yeah, because Texas beat them head-to-head.
Yeah.
But do you know why Notre Dame's ahead of Miami?
Oh, they're in a different category.
Yeah, nobody knows. Because they played, and one team won, and that team's lower ranked. Nobody understands. All I'm saying, and maybe I didn't do the matchups perfectly here. I didn't write it all down because, no news is broken this hour. My point is, imagine, what if Notre Dame, Miami, they got paired up, and they played again, and they actually settled it on the field to see who was going to get in, as opposed to, we think Miami's better, even though Notre Dame won. That stuff drives me nuts. Miami does have 2 really bad ACC losses that Notre Dame does not have. They lost to 2 top 10 teams by a combined 4 points. So I have an idea. Instead of arguing, let's play a football game. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Let's go to break. We'll be right back.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Make plans to be at the Icebox on Saturday, December 13th for Teddy Bear Toss Night as the Stars host the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Bring a teddy bear or stuffed animal from home or purchase one at the game. When the Stars score their first goal of the game, it's time to throw the bears and stuffed animals onto the ice, with all being donated to the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders counties to help local children in need during the holidays. That's the Teddy Bear Toss on Saturday, December 13th with the Lincoln Stars.
Staying profitable means finding smarter, more efficient ways to farm. Those decisions turn hard work into something worth passing down. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln for the Nebraska Ag Expo on December 9th through 11th, where agriculture meets innovation. From big iron and livestock production to the latest in ag tech and soil health, discover the solutions that can help you do more with less and protect your legacy for generations to come. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
At Riddles Jewelry, we know there are moments in life when you realize this is what it's all about. And you wish you could hold on to that feeling forever. This is why we've made jewelry our passion for 65 years. This holiday season, find the perfect gift with savings up to 50%. Riddles Jewelry, family owned since 1959.
Located in Lincoln at the Gateway Mall.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 plus convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with a PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, December 5th. See Club for details.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. Jake is so happy that we're behind schedule again. All right, it's the noon hour here on the Adam Carriker Show. And you know what that means. All right, our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue. They are good friends of the show. They now have 2 locations, at 11th at Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try their burnt end sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, full slab of ribs, half-smoked chicken, and much, much more. Plus, get incredible sides, get fueled for lunch today, or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, just off Highway 2 by Lowe's. All right, final thoughts on what was supposed to be the whole topic of the show today, but we kind of go with the flow. Defensive coordinators. Vince Karras, the Toledo guy. I talked about him earlier. He's the guy I think that has the highest ceiling, lowest floor. Let's see. Jim Knowles, highest floor, also a high ceiling, just very unlikely. I'll come back to that guy because that's my home run hire. We talked about Seth Wallace, anything Iowa, Jake pops for, so that's his number 1 pick. Is that not right, Jake?
That's correct.
That's correct. Okay, Trent Bray, he's the only name I've really ever talked about, seen, or brought up in any way, shape, or form that I frankly just don't think would be a great hire. That's not trying to bash the guy. I think he's a good football coach. He was just Oregon State's head football coach. Just would not be at the top of my list. Scott Simons. This seems to be the most common name brought up, outside of the, and I quote, Toledo guy who's named constantly as gaining steam. All right, quickly, your thoughts on Scott Simon. Mine are, likes to be physical, likes to force turnovers, they're amongst the tops of the nation when it comes to havoc plays. They're good at stopping the run. All that's music to my ears. Not great at stopping the pass. Teams have also thrown on them more than any other defense in the entire country. That means either they think you're not good at stopping the pass or they fear your run defense, probably a combination of both. But he's been a part of one of the best turnarounds in all of college football, SMU, all the way back to the death penalty in the 80s. He was not alive then. But a couple of years ago, they were getting curb stomped and mollywopped in the Pinstripe Bowl by Boston College. And then they're in the college football playoff a year later. So there's been some games where SMU's given up a lot of points. He has 4 or 5 years of Power 4 experience, or a couple years of Power 4 experience, I should say. No Big Ten, no SEC. But we know there's a connection there from last year. We do know they spoke last year. I do think he would be a pretty good hire, especially with his emphasis on penetrating, havoc plays, forcing turnovers, stopping the run, being physical. It's the stop in the pass. We are retaining Addison Williams. Hopefully that would matter in our pass defense. You got anything quickly there, Jake?
Just would be kind of interested in that, too, because he does have a history in the secondary, which you just tried secondary level, leading defensive coordinator. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see.
All right. The most controversial name. Who is it? Savannah holding the cat. Come on now. Bo Pelini. People get so, Adam, what are you dying for content? Does it sound like I'm dying for content? Bo Pelini is a good defensive coordinator. He's a good coach. There's a lot of history here. 0% chance this happens, except he has a really good relationship with Matt Rule. So it's about 0.01% chance. You know what that means, Jake? You're telling me there's a chance.
That's right.
It's not very good. All right, my home run hire is Jim Leonard. He's my home run hire. He has Big Ten experience as a player, as a coach. He led top 10 defenses for 5 straight years, 2017 to 2022 at Wisconsin. He was their interim head coach. Frankly, should have became their head coach. With all due respect to a very good football coach in Luke Fickell, they'd be ahead of where they are now. The problem is it seems unlikely because he's the passing game coordinator on the defensive side of the ball for the Broncos. Vance Joseph, he's their defensive coordinator. He may be gone. He's actually doing really, really well. May get a promotion to a head coaching job somewhere potentially, and then he'd be next in line for defensive coordinator. That would be my home run hire, even though it doesn't seem likely. We've talked about likely. We've talked about high ceiling, low floor, controversial. Jake, you got any final thoughts? We got to do our college football pick 'em. I hear the music, man, but we got to do them. There's only a few games.
All right, we better get to it pretty quickly then. Let me see what we got.
You have
here.
no final thoughts?
I don't think we have much more time. Let's
Poor
go
Jake.
with Indiana, Ohio State.
Okay, I can't do my deep dive into this, so I'll just give my pick. Ohio State.
All right, let's go with Alabama, Georgia.
I'm sorry. Do you realize that last year only one conference in America, only one team in America was undefeated at the end of the regular season conference championship games? It was a Big Ten team, Oregon. It's going to be a Big Ten team again this year, either Indiana or Ohio State, whoever wins. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going with Ohio State too. Georgia and Alabama.
Oh, what's my lead on you, by the way? I'm not trying to be a jerk, like legit. How risky can I be with this pick?
You can be as risky as you want. You got like a 9-game lead.
Okay, Georgia. I'm going to go with Georgia. I just think Georgia gets it done. Alabama has 3 losses, and chaos ensues.
All right, I'm going to go with Georgia as well. BYU, Texas Tech.
Oh, Texas Tech. I mean, BYU's a 12-point underdog, and that's being kind. Texas Tech. Texas Tech is the one Big 12 team since Texas and Oklahoma broke away that actually has a chance to make a run in the playoff.
And the big one, Duke and Virginia.
The big one. I tell you right now, the College Football Playoff Committee thinks it's a big one.
Yeah.
I'm going with Virginia. Virginia waxed Duke earlier this year, and the game might be close, but Duke is not scoring any more points than Virginia.
Agreed.
Hey, we got James Madison. Whoever they're playing, I'm taking James Madison. North Texas, Tulane. I know nothing about those teams. You pick first, and I'm just going to go opposite of you.
I got North Texas.
Okay, I was going to go Tulane anyways. All right, I'll
There
go
you go.
Tulane. Have a glorious weekend. Go Big Red. Pray for Jake. He needs it after today. And always remember to throw the bones.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Staying profitable